Did the permission for recording just show up on anybody's screen? All righty. So I'd like to introduce myself. This is Jan Park. I'm a psychologist and assistant director of group and outreach activities. I use she, her pronouns. And I'm gonna introduce my co-MC right off the bat here. And Pamela Cortez Ortiz is my co-MC today for Fresh Check Day. And we are so excited because today marks our 6th annual event, but it is our first virtual Fresh Check Day at Wellesley College. So we're gonna try to make this as interactive a time for everyone as possible. Fresh Check Day is designed as an uplifting mental health promotion and suicide prevention event developed by the Jordan Porco Foundation nearly 10 years ago. Special thanks to everyone who's worked to bring you this program today. Thanks to the Stone Center Counseling Crew, the Office of Student Wellness, Active Minds, the Office of Residential Life, and our fabulous student volunteers. Our goal is to build a bridge between our community members to share mental health resources, foster open dialogues about mental health issues, impact stigma reduction, and reflect on positive coping and life skills. Today's program is just a taste of the important work we're all doing during this challenging time to help us all be as well as we can be. So we'll be presenting 5 booths with important messaging for you today. And I'm going to turn over to Pame for this next part.
Hello, my name is Pamela or Pame. I use she, her pronouns. I'm the community director of Tower Court. Woo! West Side. Well, I hope that, we hope, actually, not just me. We all hope that you have fun and you learned something today. Please get ready to participate. Everyone in here, that's right. In the Mentimeter, the bingo game, the jam board, super fun. And they're all gonna be posted in the chat by me during the program, okay? So if you have any issues with privacy and you would like to remain anonymous during your engagement, if you go on your Google account, please log out before you come into the jam boards. So once we do jam boards, I will announce this again. So do not fret, but we are so excited. Take it away, Jan.
So our first booth is the 9 out of 10 booth, and that's really the heart of Fresh Check Day. So we're gonna have Wendy and Ian lead us through this.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to 9 out of 10. Here's my t-shirt. So 9 out of 10 is based on the statistic that 1 out of 10 college students contemplate suicide. But what that means is that there's 9 others who may have an opportunity to help that one person who's struggling. So whether you're someone who may have struggled with or is currently struggling with suicidal thoughts or knows somebody who has, everybody can play a role in preventing suicide. So the goal of our program is to help you get the information you need so that you can feel empowered to be one of the 9 out of 10 who can help. So we thought a fun and interactive way to do that would be to do a game of bingo. So through our bingo game, we'll provide information about understanding suicide, warning signs, how to speak up, how to reach out, and knowing the resources. So the way that we'll do this is that everybody will have their own bingo sheet, and you can access that through the link that Pame just put up. So everybody should kind of have their own bingo card. We'll ask a question and then anyone can respond to it in the chat. And then if you have that question, you can mark it on your card. The first person to get bingo should type bingo into the chat, and then the winner will get a fabulous Fresh Check Day t-shirt. Then after the game, we're gonna invite everyone to please sign the pledge. It's on a Mentimeter. You can enter your name or initial or alias, whatever you feel comfortable with, because it is a public format. And then this will be your pledge to be one of the 9 out of 10 who can play a role in preventing suicide. So I'm going to turn it over to Ian to start the game.
All right. Hi, guys. My name is Ian. I use he, him, or they, them pronouns. I am a consortium intern at the Stone Center. And I will be leading you through bingo. So what you're going to want to do is go to the URL that Pame sent to the chat, which is tinyurl.com/fcdbingo. And you should get your own personalized random bingo card. So I'm going to give everyone a few seconds to pull that up, and then we can start the questions. All Great. So the first question, and remember you can send this in the chat, is true or false? Mental health issues can happen to anyone at any age.
We have a true. Can you see the chat, Ian?
I cannot see the chat.
All right, we have a true.
Sounds good. Thank you for speaking.
We
for
have
the-
another true.
that is correct, everyone. Excellent. The second question, what does it mean to be one of the nine? Excellent. That's a great answer. I can actually see someone send it to everyone. All right. True or false? Suicidal thoughts, plans, and actions are a character flaw or weakness. Correct. The answer is false. Suicidal thoughts, plans, and actions are a result of chemical imbalances in the brain. Number 4, how can you reduce the stigma associated with mental illness? That's a great answer. Talk about mental illness openly and honestly. All right, now let's name one way that you can help a friend who is in need. And remember, there's many right answers to this. So I hear listen. I think that's a great answer. Some other ways you can help are ask direct questions, stay by their side, call a professional, and don't keep secrets if safety is involved. Now, all right, now name 2 places you can go to for help. Specifically, this can be at Wellesley College or in like a broader scale. I see Stone Center and Res Life, two excellent places. I'd also like to name the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline, an RA, a hospital emergency room. There's a lot of different places you can go to for help. All right, now true or false? Mental health issues are not always treatable. I see someone
Somebody
has
got
bingo.
bingo. Somebody has
And the
bingo.
answer is false. Different treatments work for different people and everyone can be helped. And congrats to, I see someone said Sophia got bingo. Excellent. And we can do a few more questions and then I will turn it back over to Pame and Jan. All right, 9, true or false? Students struggling with gender identity or sexual orientation issues have higher incidence of suicide attempts. That is true, unfortunately, as one person noted. Now, does anybody, this is kind of a hard question, but I'm gonna pose it to you guys because I really think it's an awesome thing to note. Does anybody know on the top of their head, like the number for the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline? Oh, I think someone had it. Congratulations. All right, now before we end up, just a few more. Can anyone name 3 warning signs of suicide? Withdrawing from others is one, yes. Any others? All of y'all have bingo, congratulations. Telling people they'd be better off without them, thoughts and plans, all correct. Giving away possessions, that's a big one. All right. And why don't we wrap it up with a last question? So true or false, It's okay to leave a friend showing warning signs alone while you go for help. False. Excellent. Great job. It's never a good idea to leave somebody alone when they're showing suicidal warning signs. You can call for help instead or go with them specifically, but leaving them alone is not always a good option. All right, so it seems like everyone got bingo, so congratulations. You all did great. And I will pass it back to Wendy.
Yeah. And so it looks like Sophia got the bingo first, or at least first typed it in. So you will be the proud owner of a Fresh Check Day t-shirt, and we will send you the information about how to pick that up. So then we will turn it back over to Jan and Pame.
That was great. And we're just getting so good with this chat thing. So I want to thank everybody for your contributions. You know, other places to get help were mentioned, like Orsal, and we'll be reviewing all the places to get help on campus at the end of the program too, in case you missed any of those resources. So it sounds like people already know a lot about how to be helpful to each other, and we really appreciate that. And now we're going to have you sign the pledge for those who want to. And Pame put that in the chat. We'll give you a few moments there. Is it working? Here we go. Perhaps it's not working. So you enter the code, right? 73215861. So we'll, yes, I think so. Okay, great. Okay. Thank you, Charlotte. Charlotte's just told us it is working, and there's a little icon that's clicking it on. So that's fabulous. We're all learning so much about online interaction. Done. Somebody's done. So everybody's figuring it out, which is great. So signed, sealed, delivered. I think enough people have figured this out at this point that maybe we'll let you keep doing that, and we'll show you the pledge in a little bit. Does that make sense? Or Pame's going to do it now. This is one of those just breathe moments. All righty, let's go on. Does that make sense? Perseverance. Okay. So next up, we have our elephant in the living room, folks. Elephant in the room is really designed to break the stigma by starting to break some of the silence about mental health. So we're going to be getting you on a Jamboard again too. So you'll have to finish up with the Mentimeter so you can participate in this next section. So we're going to introduce Taylor, Caitlin, and Rebecca, all of whom are trainees at the Stone Center Counseling Service.
All right. Hi, everyone. So I'm Caitlin. I'm one of the interns at the Stone Center. And we are going to talk about the elephant in the room, but I'll let Rebecca and Taylor also introduce themselves first.
Hi, I'm Taylor. I'm also a clinical intern at the Stone Center. Happy to be doing Elephant in the Room.
Hi, everyone. I'm Rebecca Pine. I'm also a trainee at the Stone Center.
Okay, great. So welcome to Elephant in the Room. You've probably heard the expression that let's talk about the elephant in the room. Usually it's something that everyone knows about, but is afraid to address directly. So when it comes to mental health, there are a lot of things that we choose not to talk about, which can only feed into the stigma and lack of understanding about what's going on for that person.
Yeah, and so we want to invite you all to anonymously share what feels to you like it's your elephant in the room in an activity that Taylor's going to get going in a minute. But we're going to be asking you to think about what your elephant is for mental health, and just as important to check out what others are sharing for theirs, because often we see our peers, you know, smiling faces on campus and on social media, and we can imagine that we're the only person who has struggles. And so it can be really illuminating to just learn what others are struggling with. And in particular, you know, you might find that someone has a similar concern to you. Yeah, because we're just never as alone as we imagine that we are. So over to you, Taylor, for the Jamboard.
Okay, so Pamela just put the link to the Jamboard in the chat. So what this is just a forum for all of us to be able to post some things that we may feel that we don't share because we're afraid that we might be more negatively judged by our peers or be shamed for something that we're experiencing in regards to our own mental health and well-being. And so as you join in, you might recognize that as you join, your name might pop up as soon as you join, even though it won't pop up on your post. If you don't want your name to pop up at all, you can sign out of your Gmail account and then click the link, but everything should be anonymous. So feel free to put a sticky note up on the left side. There's a sticky note tab, click on it, you write in your response, and a post goes up. So feel free to share your own thing. Let's break the stigma together. You can also see what other folk are sharing as well. Okay, so we got some really great things on the Jamboard. Feel free to keep sharing, but things like I pretend I'm okay. I can feel like a burden to others. I feel like a failure, my weight, my anxiety keeps me up at night. I saw that some folk were also posting things like Me Too, ditto. And I think that just speaks to the power of the reality that all these things impact many of us and we're not alone. And as we continue to speak up, we not only increase our understanding, but also break the stigma. So thank you everyone for sharing and being so vulnerable and open about the things that you're experiencing. And Rebecca, I'll pass it back to you.
Sounds good. Yeah, if anything came up here while we were sharing that you want to talk more about, then we definitely want to encourage you to reach out to talk with us in the counseling service. You'll see our contact information in the resources for this whole program today, where there are a number of other good resources as well. But for our piece, one other one to kind of draw your attention to, or actually two other ones, is if you go to our website, which is wellesley.edu/counseling, We have some anonymous online screening tools for mental health. And then we also have an online program called WellTrack that is a self-help tool that's been popular with a lot of students that you can check out. So back over to you, Pame and Jan.
Thank you, elephant holders, and to everybody for participating. You know, there's just so much that we're all walking around with in our own heads, especially during these challenging times. And it's great to just break some of that silence. So I echo the thanks to our participants today.
Love the space that was given to us all here. Thank you so much.
So we're just doing great. We have 3 more exciting activities for you today. So we're just gonna keep moving along. And up next are our crew from the Office of Student Wellness and the Wellness Outreach Collaborative. We got a whole host of presenters talking about Unique.
Welcome to Unique. Hi, my name is Barbara Southcote. I'm a registered dietitian. I use she, her pronouns. And I'm also in the Office of Student Wellness, as Jan just mentioned. The goal of the Unique booth is twofold: to raise awareness about the prevalence of disordered eating and negative body image in college students, and to provide resources to support students who are struggling. While time does not permit for us to take questions during our presentation, a link to the Office of Student Wellness Q&A form will be added in the chat. We encourage you to submit any questions either during or after the presentation, and a member of our office will reach out.
Hi everyone, my name is Charlotte. I use she, her pronouns, and I'm a senior. In the Office of Student Wellness, I am the Student Wellness Ambassador, and I'm also the president of the Balanced Health Educators, one of our peer health education groups on campus.
Hi everyone, my name is Nancy Baden. I use she, her pronouns, and I'm the outreach nurse educator, and I work in the Office of Student Wellness, and I'm the advisor to the Balanced Health Educators.
Hey folks, my name is Allie Weinberg. I use she, her pronouns, and I'm the director in Student Wellness.
Hi everyone, my name is Grace Griffin. I use she, her pronouns, and I'm a junior. I am part of the Wellness Outreach Collaborative and also a current RA. Now at this moment, I encourage you to think of a person you love and why. Notice, did any of the attributes involve their looks or weight?
As you watch the following video of 2 blockmates having lunch together, we encourage you to think about your relationship with bodies, others, and yourself.
We seem to have some technical difficulties, but what is Zoom world without technical difficulties? Am I right? Let's see.
You can always relaunch the slideshow.
I'm gonna try our best here.
Try refresh.
All right. I'm going to stop sharing, everyone, so you can see the amazing wellness office real quick, showing their backgrounds. Please give us your best pose while we refresh. Please give us your best pose for the crew right here.
All right.
And that, yes, exactly. Love it, Nancy. Nancy's giving us all.
Yeah. You can do a little voguing. Can you do a little voguing, guys?
Right, exactly. I can also share my, if it's helpful, I have it on my computer. Name of the game as we go with the flow, whatever is helpful, just let me know.
If you would like to share, go ahead for the time being, because it's not working on this side. So you have access right now.
Okay, let me.
Do I need to make her co-host?
No.
Okay.
Just want to make sure I have the one with the captions.
Hopefully.
I'm on the spot. Hold on one second.
I figured it out, everyone, if you want.
If you figure it out, maybe we'll just go with yours because I think it's on the other
Excellent.
computer, of course.
Cool, cool, cool. Well,
We're role modeling poise in the face of recording pressure.
well,
We're all resilient and strong.
well, everything was working excellently until I said it was working. So Ali, if you can help us out here.
Yeah.
So something went wrong. Let's see who does this first.
All right. I got it. Okay. So let me share my screen. Please. Share this. Can everybody see that?
Yes.
I just want to make sure that I can share sound too.
Hey, Alicia. How's it going, Study? I did. Where'd you come from? My seminar. And I'm starving. Oh, I think there are a couple of seats over there. You want to sit? Absolutely. Sweet. Dude, your granola looks so good. Oh, I know, right? It's a Wellesley Fresh classic. Not too angry about that, though. Why didn't you get any? Saturday's my clean day, and I'm trying to eat clean most of the time. It's just if I eat even a little bit, I just can't stop. Oh, that sucks. I know for me, I like to eat when I'm hungry, so I just stay in tune to my body. But I know it gets really difficult around like midterm season. So then I like to set reminders just to like, oh, you need to be eating right now, just means it can get chaotic and I don't want to forget. But it's like really difficult and it's hard to keep up with. I notice when I'm eating, I can focus better and I don't get as many headaches, which helps with my study sessions. I'm just hungry all the time. Like, I don't know how you do it. Wait, you don't eat when you're hungry? I can never do that. Once I start eating, I can't stop. I don't know how you do it. How do you just stop eating? It's definitely a challenge you have to work through, but I think I like to listen to my body, and when I'm hungry, I eat, and when I'm not hungry, I eat. I definitely know if I like didn't have a big meal and I was just eating cookies, I'd probably eat cookies all day, lol. But I think I just like to listen to my body and like, you know, see what it wants. I wish I could trust myself like that. I had no idea this was such a hard decision for you, like eating and stuff. I'm really sorry that you're feeling this way. I just feel like if I even eat just a single cookie, I'm just gonna gain weight. To be honest with you, I hear myself talking like that sometimes too, and then I just have to stop and check myself and think, I heard my friend say that. I would definitely tell her, that's ridiculous. I don't know if that's gonna work for me. It's also really hard at the dining hall because portion controls are difficult. Sometimes they just give me too much food, and often I just don't go to the dining hall at all to avoid the temptation in the first place. You're so lucky, Sophia. It sounds like you have a really healthy relationship with your body. I can't imagine what it's like to not be thinking about how I'm gonna gain weight. I mean, I could go to the beach right now. It doesn't feel like I'm there already. It hurts me to hear you talking about this. You're such a wonderful and kind and thoughtful person to other people. I wish you knew how beautiful you were. Honestly, it's not even just about how my body looks like for the beach or something. It's more about, I'm worried about my health. Like my BMI, I don't even know. Isha, why do you think you're healthy or unhealthy? Your BMI doesn't even tell you that. To be honest, I don't know. I just feel like my BMI says I'm overweight, and doesn't that just mean if you're overweight, you're unhealthy? Absolutely not. No way does that one number tell me if I'm healthy or not healthy. I don't want to starve myself just because of what one number says. It would be inhumane. So maybe I'm not unhealthy because of my weight, but I just don't know how else to think about it. My whole life people were telling me that being overweight means you're unhealthy, and I don't know how else to eat. Yeah. Isha, I think that maybe you should go talk to someone about this. I think that might be helpful.
Put that in my mind, safe to take a step out, get some air now, let the edge out.
If you're looking to honor your uniqueness, we're here to help. Health and well-being are multidimensional and include physical, social, spiritual, occupational, emotional, and intellectual aspects.
At this moment, we're going to ask Pame to share our poll to ask you an anonymous question. And that is, have you ever felt this way, or have you yourself had a conversation like this with a loved one or peer? And if possible, we're going to share the results anonymously.
So we had 17 yeses and 0 nos.
Wow. Yeah, so you are definitely not alone in this.
You can go to the next slide. We want you to know, as Charlotte just showed and then through our poll, that you aren't alone, but you may have questions about what to do with all of that. We want you to know that wellness is a unique, lifelong journey with no right or wrong path. And we're here to support wellness your way and help you to figure out what works best for you. If you have more questions or would like to connect with a member of Student Wellness further, please check out all of our virtual resources on our website at wellesley.edu/studentlife/student-wellness, where we have our nutrition library, which is new. Shout out to Barbara for putting that together. We have our newsletter archive with lots of resources. We have that Q&A form that we spoke about earlier, and we also have consultation requests. For folks on campus, we're actually having an event tomorrow in the Lulu lobby from 12 to 1:30 rather, where we're having Hug in a Mug. We'll be having mugs filled with lots of different allergen-friendly snacks, and you can meet us in person. And for folks who might be remote or not able to make it in person, we've got you covered with those virtual resources. So on behalf of all of us in Unique, we're here to support wellness your way.
That was awesome. Thank you so much to your group and for everybody's patience with the video. You know, it just takes a village, and that's what we do. We are patient and kind to each other. So thank you so much. We can advance now to the Thrive slide. We have a fabulous representative from Active Minds who did an outreach table on Monday. and made contact with some students in the Lulu and is here to talk to us today about your superpowers for mental health and coping. Right up is Maddie.
Oh. Is the screen still sharing?
Yes, indeed. Now it is.
Okay. Hi, everyone. I'm Maddie, as Jan said. I use she, her pronouns. I'm the president of Active Minds, and my booth is Thrive. First off, I want to apologize if there is loud noises. My dorm has been testing the fire alarm all day, so I will mute if they try again. But is there sharing screen again?
It's not coming through at the moment. Yikes. We'll try to get the screen share going and then we'll get going.
Sorry, everyone. Tech issues. Too many apps open at the same time, but you know what? We got it going now.
Well, we're still seeing the blank screen.
Hello. You're still seeing the blank screen?
Yeah, it is the
There we go.
There we go. Keep going. Back. Got a back arrow.
Sorry, folks. I think my computer is not liking so many things open at the same time, but
there we go.
Okay.
Take it away, Maddie.
All right, great. So the purpose of the Thrive booth is to help you focus on your strengths in order to brace a positive attitude and to thrive in your day-to-day life. And the ways we do this are by practicing gratitude and positivity. Gratitude and paying more attention to good things.
They really are testing your fire alarm.
Yeah, I'm so sorry.
You know what? It's all good. We're just breathing with you.
I'm just gonna, if it happens, I'm gonna try to mute. But yes, so gratitude and paying more attention to good things helps improve self-esteem, reduces depression, improves ability to cope with difficult situations.
This is just an opportunity to practice mindful breathing.
It's true. If I just stop, just reflect a little bit.
Just breathe, that's right.
Yeah. So gratitude can be understood as a state of being and as a personal trait. It's a form of appreciation for a specific situation or for a wider life perspective. So the goal of practicing gratitude is to shift your attention from what's wrong or what's missing into what's in the present. So the goal of practicing gratitude is to shift your attention from what's wrong and missing into the present. It can be particularly helpful for those suffering from anxiety or depression. In some ways to practice it would include journaling, writing letters, keeping a gratitude jar, or having a 3 good things exercise, which is similar to journaling where you just write 3 good things that happen in a day every day. It's important to remember that when practicing gratitude that this doesn't invalidate any negative emotions, and it can actually be dangerous to repress non-happy emotions in the name of positivity. So ultimately, the aim of practicing gratitude is to set realistic expectations to balance the bad with the good. It's also possible to experience what's called gratitude guilt, and this is something that's just been exacerbated by the COVID-19 pandemic. This is essentially a riff off of be grateful for what you have because others have it worse. But it's important to remember that just because you aren't suffering in one way doesn't mean your sorrow, anxiety, or pain isn't valid. So comparing your own situation to others may be harmful, and again, doesn't mean your own feelings aren't justified. So we're going to have 2 different activities for the booth theme. The first one, if you want to go ahead and go to the link on the slide, we're going to try to reframe mental illness or struggles into superpowers. So ideally, this is to make them inherently neutral and not an affliction. And that's the idea of it. And if understood, embraced, and nurtured, your superpower can be used to help you thrive. So embracing it empowers you to grow and without judgment, integrate success and failures into your day-to-day life. We're going to wait a few seconds for people to go to the Jamboard before we share the screen, just because, again, if you're uncomfortable with having your name, that's cool. But yeah, so an example of a superpower for me with my depression, I feel like it's made me more of an intuitive person, and I can read my own emotion and others' emotions better. And so yeah, that's an example. And we'll wait a few seconds for people to write what they're thinking.
Many times I tried to tell you, many times you cried alone. Always I'm surprised how well you cut my feelings to the bone. Don't wanna leave you be. I did this too much time to give you up that easy. To the doubts that complicate your mind. We belong to the light. We belong to the love. We belong to the sound of the words. On and on.
That's great. We'll go ahead. You guys can keep adding. I'm just going to start going into more thoughts on what this booth is about. And then we can go to the other activities. So an offshoot of practicing gratitude is the idea of self-love and self-compassion. You may hear this phrase and just immediately think of kind of a cheesy self-help book or an Instagram influencer, but this only makes self-love seem kind of like a luxury rather than a necessity. And research has shown that self-compassion is key for managing your mental health. So self-compassion as well with self-love are kind of used interchangeably, but the idea of both is to help you better cope with failure or construct self-kindness, have a recognition of your place in a shared humanity, and stay mindful. So self-care and compassion are needed most by those of us who work too hard and who are constantly striving for perfection, which fits the model of a lot of Wellesley students. And most of the time when you're being too hard on ourselves, we do it because we're driven by a desire to excel and do everything right all the time. So this entails a lot of self-criticism, and that persecutory inner voice that constantly tells us how we could have done things better is just a hallmark of perfectionism. So a goal of practicing compassion lets you set realistic goals and extricate the critic inside your head into something that's more compassionate and kinder. So if you can switch to the next page in the Jamboard, this is on the same link. We're going to create a self-compliment wall. So the idea of this would be able to give yourself a compliment or a phrase or something you feel like you need to hear right now. If you have struggle with expressing a compliment to yourself, if your critic is really strong, think about what you'd want to tell your friend who's suffering the things you are. Yeah, and so also with both of these Jamboards, they will be shared after Fest Check Day on Active Mind social media and sites. So that will also, this is also to be a reminder for you to continue to express gratitude and positivity in your life. And you can go ahead and add compliments to yourself on the board. These are all very good. Yeah, keep adding them. That's basically what I had to present on the Thrive booth. If you want more information on gratitude and positivity, I'll be posting more information through Active Minds. And if you want to get involved, you can join our Presence website or email me. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Maddie. That was awesome. And thank you again for your patience. So now I'd like to introduce Stephanie, who's going to share about the benefits of exercise and for our mental health. And then we're going to get you up and out of your chairs for our final activity today.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Jan. Hi, everyone. So my name is Stephanie. I use she, her pronouns. Home for me is Canada and Colombia. I am a senior, so green class of 2021. Shout out to my senior friends. I'm a balanced health educator, and I'm a student representative in the Wellness Outreach Collaborative. So welcome to Boost. This is our last official informational slide today. So I hope we can get through this and then have some fun in the last little bit of this to dance it out. So I know that when people talk about exercise, they often talk about the physical benefits of exercise, but they don't talk about how it can improve your mental health. Oh, we jumped the gun. I know we're all excited to dance. Don't worry, we'll get there, I promise. But first, we talk about why it's good for you. All right, so working out for just 30 minutes a few times a week can boost your overall mood. It can do all of these awesome things like reduce stress, relieve anxiety, release endorphins, which makes you feel happy, improve your self-confidence, help relax you, and help improve your sleep patterns. You sleep better at night, you increase your productivity, your creativity. Social connectedness is also a huge benefit because you can spend time with friends, and moving your body in a healthy way can be anything from taking a walk with your blockmates or around your local area, following COVID guidelines, of course, doing yoga, if that's appealing to you. Exactly, Emma. Thank you for these wise words. So appreciated. Love that. Love that Legally Blonde reference. And here are some people that can help you out working out at Wellesley. So, of course, we have para, physical education. Now that the weather's getting warmer, I would encourage you all to get outside. And I think that it's just so important to be able to move your body and channel that energy in a healthy way, however you feel most comfortable. Yeah, that's all from me. Now we get to dance.
We got to hit refresh. Oh no. It really is crazy out there. So what I find is if you hit refresh, Pame, going to be able to get that particular page back on track, hopefully.
Hi, I'm afraid to click on every single button on this entire computer. If I click refresh, we might start at the beginning. So,
well, try it. Try it and just see what happens.
I'm just gonna move this. I'm sorry, friends. This is how it starts.
Okay,
Here it is.
This is the last section before we conclude our fabulous Fresh Check Day program. And because you've been sitting still for all this time, we'd like to just get you moving a little bit before we conclude. So just so you know, no COVID violations were done in the making of this video. Okay, so just beginning to do a little movement, we're going to start shrugging the shoulders, breathing in and out. One more time, breathing in and breathing out. Finding the breath in the body is a great way to just check in with yourself, make a mind-body connection throughout the day. So this time we're going to do some shoulder circles, looping back and down, forward and back and down. Beginning to loosen up the neck, dropping the right ear to the right shoulder. Breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out. It's like doing the wave. In and out. Just letting the head drop forward to the right hand side, back to center, dropping forward to the left hand side. Just getting some more good stretches. You can put your hands on top of your shoulders. Doing those circles again. Really using the breath. And reverse direction, back and forward. One of my favorite ways to relax the shoulders is just to do the windmill. So you can breathe in with your arms coming up, cross over and back down. One more time. And the other way. Don't forget to move your spine several ways. So we're going to move it to the right, from the waist to the left. Just starting to work out the top part of your spine, hips. Back to center. And you can do some hip rotations. Just imagining you're hula hooping. You can bend your knees a little bit while you do this. Direction. Next, we're going to get some brain oxygen going here. So we're going to do a forward fold to keep your knees bent and just roll over. Let your head drop all the way down. You can sway a little side to side like a tree in the wind or a piece of kelp in the ocean. And then coming back up, gently rolling up with your knees bent. Careful not to stretch your hamstrings. And just noticing if you're starting to feel any invigoration in your body. You got the blood to your brain. So let's do that one more time. Just bending your knees, rolling over. Taking a good deep breath, letting it go. Deepest breath you've taken all day, and let it go. Shake your head a little yes, a little no. Just loosening up the neck and the spine and rolling up one vertebrae at a time, the knees bent until you get to the top. For this last section, we thought we'd get a little assistance from our friend Taylor. So we're gonna, hopefully the sound's gonna work on this. Sometimes this is the only way to really relieve tension at the end of a long day or a long fresh check program.
Too late. Got nothing in my brain. That's what people say. That's what people say. I go on too many dates, but I can't make you stay.
Just shake it off.
At least that's what people say.
Use your phone.
That's what people say.
No one's watching you.
Can't stop, won't stop moving. It's like I got this music in my mind saying it's gonna be alright. 'Cause the players wanna play. And my hands wanna hey, baby. I'm just gonna shake. Shake it off, shake it off. It's gonna break. And the baby's gonna break, baby. I'm just gonna shake. Shake it off. I'm never missing beats. I'm lightning on my feet.
We hope you enjoyed Shake It Off. If all else fails, just shake it off, okay? Hang in there, everybody. Take care of your mental health this week, especially during spring break week. We hope you get out, enjoy the weather, and really spend some time with social distancing with your friends. Take care. Thank you.
Boy, I'm glad I pre-recorded that. You can see I'm still in the same space. I never move. I never go anywhere. So we have just some final thoughts for you. I think this one is yours.
Yes, thank you. I was dancing and I was so involved that my throat was like, but I committed to the shakedown. Thank you, Jan, so much for guiding in this. So I just want you all to know that there are resources everywhere. This slide right here has demonstrated all the resources that are available, but here on campus, we have resources such as Residence Life, we have the deans, we have the Office of International Affairs, the Office of Intercultural Affairs, we have ORSL as well as available. And Jan is going to talk to us about more resources
on the next slide. So I just wanted to share with everybody this information about a new pilot program being launched by the Wellesley Centers for Women. It's called Willow. If you want to take a little screenshot of this right now to follow up with them, if you're interested in participating in a pilot study that's beginning in April. So I guess that would be around now. And it's really another kind of preventative program for people who might have some issues with developing depression, which is so common in these times, especially during COVID challenges. So feel free to reach out to them and check them out. And then our final couple of slides here. We expected a lot of people to come to this program today. So you know what? Because our sign up, which had 25 people that signed up, was going to mean we would have enough merch for everybody. We will really have enough merch for everybody. So tomorrow at between 11 and 12, or Friday from 11 to 12, come to the Stone Center steps if you want to be bequeathed with t-shirts, mugs, 9 out of 10 information. And if you fill out, please fill out the post-event survey, which will be posted in the next slide today, for the Jordan Porco Foundation, which is really committed to collecting data on the efficacy of their programs. So we ask you to do that for them. And after you fill out the survey at freshcheckday.com, you'll see the Wellesley link. You can be entered with just very few people to win the grand prize drawing of the Amazon Kindle Fire 7. So I will wait for you all to get a chance to do that survey and then draw for that. And you have a very good chance of winning. So thank you for that attention. So we're going to do like a little final wizard moment of everybody coming on screen. And there you go. We're concluding our show.
Yes, thank you so much for sharing your screen. My little bird wanted to say hi and bye. That is it. Hello and bye. Now, I want you all to know all the energy that you have inside of you. Do you see it? Do you feel it? If you do, place it in your hands. Place it in your hands. You feel that energy thriving. Now I want you to feel like if the gravitational pull is trying to bring your energy together, but you want to separate it. Separate. And now, like the Big Bang Theory, bring your hands together to end this session. That's right, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us in Fresh Tech Day today.
Thank you.
Bye. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.